Let's talk about Modern Horizons.
That's right. So this is the set that is coming out in June that is for Modern. It's going to include new direct-to-modern cards.
So we are skipping standard with this set. None of this is standard legal.
That's
and this
right.
is the way that R&D has gotten around of being like, well, we don't want this card. It's way too powerful for standard. But we can't print
Modern
it.
could use an infusion like this.
So here we go. We're able to put in all of the Modern cards that we've been thinking about that we want, and we don't have to worry about them warping other formats, which is pretty cool.
We also might see some cards from older formats like Legacy that were legal there that have never been legal in Modern. And again, they don't want to introduce it in just a regular set because it would completely warp standard.
Yeah.
But this is a way for them to potentially put it into Modern. So will we see Force of Will?
Oh boy.
Who knows?
I don't know. Would you play this in your your Modern deck?
Depends.
Would you want it in turns?
Quite possibly. Very quite possibly.
I'm going to play it in Boggles. They're like, whatever, Liliana, Force of Will. Reveal this Boggle.
Boggle. You might not have enough blue cards.
No, I don't.
Definitely don't have enough blue
I only
cards.
have 4 Boggles.
You can dream though.
But it would be very funny.
Yes.
And they would never get over it. So
if you don't play Modern, we really, as we said at the top of the show, we really love the format. Maria plays Boggles and has a full Boggles deck.
Yep. Foiled out.
Yeah, that's right.
Not fully.
And I play Titan Shift, which I really love. And it's kind of nice because, right, it's not like standard and it's not like limited. It does take a little bit more time to build these decks because they are a little bit more of a financial investment.
Yeah.
That being said, a lot of mine were built from stuff that it's like, oh, if I was at a Grand Prix and I played side events and you get like the prize tickets, a lot of times they'll have like singles. I got a lot of my lands that way for the deck.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I traded my way to this deck.
Exactly. And it really feels like it's nice because I know it's something that as long as Modern is around, I can go to my LGS to Modern events. I can go to Grand Prix Modern events. Like I have it. It's a deck that I love
ready to
playing.
go.
Exactly. There's no other deck that I have that's just ready to go.
Right.
Which is why I don't play as much in-person standard is because, standard it's always changing. And this, it's really nice whenever someone's like, do you want to go to this Modern event?
Yeah, I can.
And I'm just like, I can do that. I have a deck that I can just pull out of the shelf and take with me and go.
And if you've been playing at least for a little while, you've got knowledge of what the decks are in the format. You're probably not going to be surprised by too much that's happening.
Exactly.
So you're not going in blind ever because you're familiar with the format. It's been around for a long time.
It is pretty darn cool.
So
we enjoy it.
This is going to be a large set and it will be draftable. So it's been optimized to draft, which I think will be really, really fun. And there's going to be some Grand Prix that people will be playing sealed Modern Horizons.
Whoa.
I know.
Get out of town.
I'm thinking about it.
Maria's thinking about specifically getting out of town to Seattle.
That's right.
Where one of the events is.
Yeah, Seattle was so fun the other year.
It really was. It was a great time.
It's great because the convention center is right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
It's not like on the outskirts of town.
On the outskirts of town.
Some weird
way out there.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Is Seattle just one event or is it 2 GPs?
You know what? I can't remember.
Because in my dreams, Maria,
what?
It's Modern Horizons Limited as one event.
And Modern
as
the other.
Modern as the other event.
That would be pretty sweet.
Wouldn't that be so good?
That's what, like, London, is London Modern? No, London is Modern plus
something else. I don't remember.
War of the Spark, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah.
It is War of the Spark.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would be sick.
Wouldn't it be?
For a second, though, this is very important for me while we're talking about this new product.
Okay.
Megan, I want to ask you a really important question.
Wow. I'm interested.
If you didn't know that Modern Horizons was a new product for Modern and Magic, what would you think it was?
Wow. Great question. I would think that it was a vitamin.
Ooh.
For
over 50
for over
sure.
50. For people over 50.
I thought it sounded like a budget nursing home.
You know what? On second thought, when I thought about Modern Horizons, I thought it was the name of a new Carnival cruise line.
When I heard of Modern Horizons, I just assumed it was shapewear that Target sold specifically.
Yeah. You know, when I first heard Modern Horizons,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, that's a budget airline.
When I first heard of Modern Horizons, I assumed it was the yoga studio that had fallen into disrepair down my street.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, that's funny because when I heard Modern Horizons, I thought that it was like an outdated spa.
Like from 1993.
Yes, exactly.
When I heard Modern Horizons, I thought it was the new vegan restaurant that just opened in the town over.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a few good options.
When I heard Modern Horizons,
Yeah.
I thought that it was a small Midwestern city trying to rebrand itself as a tourist destination.
When I heard Modern Horizons, I assumed it was a high school one act, but high schoolers play old people, and it's just not any good.
Do you know what? I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Anyway, I'm making fun of this name. I personally think it's quite silly.
It is.
But,
It is a little silly.
Anyway,
a little silly.
let's talk about these preview cards that they showed us.
First up, we've got Cabal Therapist.
This art is awesome.
Yes.
I don't quite know what's happening. I feel like it's a molten man.
Yes. It's it's a little spooky. It's a little spooky.
It's a horror.
guy.
So for your horror tribal deck, here you go.
Single black mana for a 1/1 creature horror with menace. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, choose a non-land card name. Then target player reveals their hand and discards all cards with that name.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
So throwback to Cabal Therapy, of course, and a very, very powerful effect in Modern. Like we already talked about having Thoughtseize, having Inquisition of Kozilek.
Inquisition. Barf.
Now we have this.
Barf.
So this is going to be even more annoying because
Like Thoughtseize you on turn 1, on turn 2, make you discard a bunch of maybe 2 cards.
yes.
Maybe 2 or more.
And even if you're not playing Thoughtseize, if this is a first blind activation, the rest of them aren't.
Yeah.
You know, so like you can just rip somebody's entire hand and you have perfect information.
I mean, we'll see.
Thoughtseize number 3. Welcome to Modern.
Because, there's nothing that we love more than hand disruption. We talk about how much we love Modern, but right after that, I'll talk exactly about how much I hate Thoughtseize.
Yeah, Thoughtseize sucks.
Thoughtseize is the worst.
I hate it.
Thoughtseize is like if you're a person who who wants other people's ice cream to fall on the ground.
Wow. It's true.
And you could just get your own ice cream. But instead, your answer to the problem is to put their ice cream on the ground.
You're like, I wish I had ice cream, but
Put their ice cream on the ground.
Put it on the ground.
Put it on the ground.
A cat would play Thoughtseize.
Exactly.
Knock it off.
And not a fun cat.
No.
Bad cat.
A very bad cat.
Yes. Next up, we've got Serra the Benevolent.
Woo.
Angel Planeswalker,
This
everybody.
is really cool. She looks great.
Yes, Serra from Serra's Realm.
Yeah.
2 white for a legendary Planeswalker Serra. 4 loyalty, +2 creatures you control with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn.
I love it.
-3, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance.
Cool.
And -6, you get an emblem with if you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead.
I think this is great, and I wish I could have a Modern deck with it. Maybe I'll just make one. Who cares?
You can. I mean, like...
You know what I mean?
Nope,
Did you
I just accidentally went to Scryfall and then typed Scryfall in the search bar, which is
great.
Definitely. So this effect, this is the card that I was thinking of earlier. The -6 is like Worship, 3 and a white enchantment. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. And you see this out of like in Modern, some Bant decks play this. Basically anything that has a lot of creatures in it and is playing white. Like sometimes if you see someone playing green-white elves or Bant spirits, maybe they'll pull in something like this, or any of like the Abzan sacrifice decks. That are more like contemporary pod decks without birthing pod will play this card. And so the -6 is a little bit like that.
I think it's cool that the -3 creates a Serra Angel.
Yeah.
I think that's really neat.
Very cool.
I mean, when it was previewed, the people previewing it said they didn't think it was powerful enough for Modern, but they thought it was probably too powerful for Standard. Question, do you think this card would be too powerful in Standard right now?
You know what? I'll be honest. I don't.
Neither do I, actually. So where would you play it? You could play it in place of a Ajani in the white weenie deck,
Yeah, I could see.
which could be kind of a lock if you've got Legion's Landing flipped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is probably the best application that I can think of for it. And I can understand why they would be really hesitant to put an effect like that into the format.
Yeah.
Because you don't,
Then it was like,
Yeah.
I don't think White Weenie like ever like wins from a position where you don't really have any creatures, but you have a Danto the First Fort happening.
Yeah, and you just like have one.
You just have one. So you don't really win, but it slows down your opponent from killing you. But in this case, if you had Serra and some
It's
way
just
to
like you're.
I don't know. I suppose they could if they had more creatures or something, but it is a way they're like, well, I just never lose.
Yeah, it's true.
It'd be kind of hard to
Interesting.
assemble, but it could happen.
Yeah.
So, this coming out on June 14th is the release date. The pre-releases will be held June 8th and 9th
Very cool.
at your LGS. Head on over and check that out. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I know, and I'm just really wondering, like, what they're going to put into Modern. What are they going to say? Hey, we can put any cards in here. What do you want?
Like, I'm so interested to see what Modern looks like after this.
Right?
It's gonna get shaken up.
Especially since, when is this coming out? So this is coming out after London
Yes.
Mythic Championship, which is Modern.
Yes.
Okay. If you could pick a card in this set to be in this set for your pet deck, what are you putting in?
Ooh. Like an extra turns effect.
Just take something to take more turns.
Something to take more turns.
Yeah. Okay, great.
What about you?
Well, we're putting another Boggle in. We're putting a 1/1 hexproof for 1.
Do you want them to make a new Boggle?
Look, if I had the ability to have more Boggles in the Boggles deck, it would be so dumb.
No.
It would be so dumb.
Gross.
They definitely shouldn't do
Gross.
it because it'd be very, very good. Right now you're restricted to the 8 Boggles that you have. And then if you want to put, Core Spirit Dancer in that category or Sahana Ledgewalker, those cost 2. So like not really.
Yeah.
But, I did ask Mark Rosewater to print me one once, and he said, never. He literally looked at me and said the words,
Never.
never.
Wow.
So I'm not holding out
Maybe.
hope. But maybe they could print a fun new aura.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be so careful with that deck, though. So this is my prediction. They'll print some card that is a nod to the Boggles deck, but would never actually go in the Boggles deck. That's what I think is going to
That's a
happen.
solid prediction.
Because you can't make that deck too good.
No.
You have to be very careful with those slippery boys. So slippery. But yeah.
So slippery.
Speaking of Modern, the Grand Prix last weekend in LA was Modern. And the top 8 decks, the number 1, Is It Phoenix?
Is It Phoenix? 2 copies of it in the top 8, and it won the whole thing.
That deck is the hottest hotness right now in Modern.
People have been talking about playing Leylines of the Void. Leyline of the Voids.
Yeah.
Because it hits so many. Like Dredge was also in that top 8.
Yep.
Different things that can die to some graveyard hate.
What do you think about Leyline of Sanctities?
They're good against mid range.
Okay. Yeah,
They
Leyline of the Void.
don't solve the Arclight Phoenix problem.
No. Leyline of the Void, important if you're heading off to a Modern tournament.
It exiles all like cards that would go into the graveyard exile instead.
Yeah.
So, which is very important for those Phoenixes. They cannot come back
Get
from
out.
exile.
Arclights,
They are gone.
you are gone. Get out of
Gons.
here. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see a deck like Phoenix that made a splash in Standard move on over into the Modern world and kind of be like the top
It's
deck
very cool.
right now.
Also, a lot of Dredge in there. I love Dredge.
Yeah, you were playing Dredge recently.
I was for a while online. I was playing Dredge,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed the deck. I had a lot of fun playing it. Titan Shift also in that top 8.
Yeah, that's one of your faves.
Yeah, I love it.
Titan Shift is a good deck, and once it gets itself together, can't really stop it.
Nope. But sometimes you lose to doing your own math poorly.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
That's true.
Oh boy, have I done that.
It is a risk.
Poof.
But yeah, super exciting stuff with this new Modern set. What's going to happen to Modern?
Who knows?
Is it going to
I'm
be
very excited.
totally broken? Is it going to be fine?
I'm sure it's not going to be broken.
Is it going to be new decks happening?
I hope that there's new decks happening. New decks, new decks, new decks.
Come on,